Another day, another story. Section 110 of IPC. Punishment of abetment. If person abetted does act with different intention from that of abetter, whoever abets the commission of an offense shall, if the person abetted does the act with a different intention or knowledge from that of the abetter, be punished with the punishment provided for the offense which would have been committed if the act had been done with the intention or knowledge of the abetter and with no other. Section 111 of IPC. Liability of abettor. When one act abetted and different act done. When an act is abetted and a different act is done, the abettor is liable for the act done, in the same manner and to the same extent as if he had directly abetted it, provided the act done was a probable consequence of the abetment, and was committed under the influence of the instigation, or with the aid or in pursuance of the conspiracy which constituted the abetment. Illustrations. A instigates a child to put poison into the food of Z, and gives him poison for that purpose. The child, in consequence of the instigation, by mistake puts the poison into the food of Y, which is by the side of that of Z here. If the child was acting under the influence of his instigation, and the act done was under the circumstances a probable consequence of the abetment, A is liable in the same manner and to the same extent as if he had instigated the child to put the poison into the food of Y. B. A instigates B to burn Z's house. B sets fire to the house and at the same time commits theft of property there. A, though guilty of abetting the burning of the house, is not guilty of abetting the theft, for the theft was a distinct act, and not a probable consequence of the burning. C. A instigates B and C to break into an inhabited house at midnight for the purpose of robbery, and provides them with arms for that purpose. B and C break into the house, and being resisted by Z, one of the inmates, murder Z here. If that murder was the probable consequence of the abetment, A is liable to the punishment provided for murder. Section 112 of IPC. Abettor when liable to cumulative punishment for act abetted and for act done. If the act for which the abettor is liable under the last preceding section is committed in addition to the act abetted, and constitute a distinct offense, the abettor is liable to punishment for each of the offenses. Illustration. A instigates B to resist by force a distress made by a public servant. B, in consequence, resists that distress. In offering the resistance, B voluntarily causes grievous hurt to the officer executing the distress. As B has committed both the offense of resisting the distress, and the offense of voluntarily causing grievous hurt, B is liable to punishment for both these offenses, and, if A knew that B was likely voluntarily to cause grievous hurt in resisting the distress, A will also be liable to punishment for each of the offenses. Section 113 of IPC. Liability of abettor for an effect caused by the act abetted different from that intended by the abettor. When an act is abetted with the intention on the part of the abettor of causing a particular effect, and an act for which the abettor is liable in consequence of the abetment, causes a different effect from that intended by the abettor is liable for the effect caused, in the same manner and to the same extent as if he had abetted the act with the intention of causing that effect, provided he knew that the act abetted was likely to cause that effect. Illustration. A instigates B to cause grievous hurt to ZB, in consequence of the instigation, causes grievous hurt to ZZ dies in consequence. Here, if A knew that the grievous hurt abetted was likely to cause death, A is liable to be punished with the punishment provided for murder. Section 114 of IPC. Abettor present when offense is committed. Whenever any person, who is absent would be liable to be punished as an abettor, is present when the act or offense for which he would be punishable in consequence of the abetment is committed, he shall be deemed to have committed such act or offense. 33. Section 115 of IPC. Abetment of offense punishable with death or imprisonment for life, if offense not committed. Whoever abets the commission of an offense punishable with death or 1, imprisonment for life, shall, if that offense be not committed in consequence of the abetment, and no express provision is made by this code for the punishment of such abetment, be punished with imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 7 years, and shall also be liable to fine, if act causing harm be done in consequence, and if any act for which the abettor is liable in consequence of the abetment, and which causes hurt to any person, is done, the abettor shall be liable to imprisonment of either description for a term which may extend to 14 years, and shall also be liable to fine. Illustration. A instigates B to murder Z. The offense is not committed. If B had murdered Z, he would have been subject to the punishment of death or 1. Imprisonment for life. Therefore A is liable to imprisonment for a term which may extend to 7 years and also to a fine, and if any hurt be done to Z in consequence of the abetment, he will be liable to imprisonment for a term which may extend to 14 years, and to fine. Thanks for watching.